Hello, guys. Welcome back. So, I started watching this video a few months back. I couldn't finish it completely because it's like a long video. So, this is by an Iranian YouTuber called Faria Faraji, who I think who lives maybe in Greece. Now, this is such an interesting video and such an informative video. My perspective completely changed after watching this video as to with respect to Greece and like what kind of a culture it is. But we'll watch a few minutes of this video and then I'll discuss more.
Western Europe precisely. You're at the height of European colonialism. You're at the height of sort of this sense of a European identity that has now dominated the world.
Beautiful background landscape, by the way. Such a beautiful. I would like to go to Greece. It was a beautiful nation.
And what happens is that Western Europe really creates this historical narrative and it latches onto ancient Greece. Ancient Greece in that time period is presented as the origin point of Western civilization, which it very much is objectively. I don't think anybody with a reasonable understanding of history would disagree with this. The problem is it didn't end there. Western European thought of the 19th century didn't just latch onto ancient Greece as the origin point of Western civilization. It latched onto ancient Greece as if it were Western civilization itself, as if it were uniquely and exclusively Western and nothing else. It was really sort of formulated to be within the framework of what we refer to as the European miracle. Right, other lands were uncivilized and everything, and of course civilization sprouted from Europe. And of course now we know that not to be the case. The Greeks were an upstart civilization that were very young when far older, far more advanced civilizations at the time existed to the east of it. But this narrative was essential to Western European thought of the 19th century. That ancient
And I've thought about that a lot of times as well. Not why Greece is like a Western civilization, but I can imagine, I kind of understand why the Western European nations wanted Greece to be a Western civilization because if you take the language, starting from the language is like is the core of everything, isn't it? You acquire knowledge through the language. Information is spread through the language. You take, say, for example, English. The root words are all either in Greek or Latin, right? So I thought that could be one of the reasons because see the world. If you look at the world, right, like is is a is a globe, isn't it? It's a sphere. So why would you consider uh, what I'm trying to say is why would you take this as the the middle like the midpoint, and towards this it should be east and towards this should be east. It's a globe. It could have been somewhere here. East of this particular imaginary line could have been east and this could have been west. So I don't really know when this east west thing started. The people started looking at the world like that. Well, it could have been easily uh, I don't know. It could have been somewhere between Iran and India. So Iran could have been the west, India could have been the east. It's a globe, right? It is what you make of it. So there is no physical starting point. It's not like like a map as we see on a like a piece of paper, like okay, west in the west you have North America and South America, and in the it's not like that, right? So if you keep moving like this, so now this could be east, now this could have been the west, so the imaginary line could have been here, right? So they just wanted Greece to be the west, Greece to be the starting point of the west, because that's where their language, or all of the Western European language, they all have their root words in Greece. I think that I can't think of any other explanation for that. But it's interesting. Like I think I'll like if you watch the whole video, the perspective is really interesting. That what Faria says here is Greece is fundamentally both uh, eastern and western culture. It's like a mix. It's because it is exactly in the middle between the western cultures and the eastern cultures, right? So it has elements of both. That is why the Greek music sounds so eastern, and it is actually, mm, what do I say this, it was like an eye-opening kind of an experience when I first watched this video. This is what I like about YouTube. You get you like years and years of what do you call that? Biases and brainwashing and whatever we receive through the academics, through the studies, because when I was brought up, I even remember there used to be in English, this subject was English, there used to be this story called Shylock, the Jew who demands a pound of flesh. And I never understood why as kids we had to study that, which the same thing now would be like completely inappropriate, politically incorrect to teach to kids. I don't know if this is still being taught to kids in school. So that's the kind of things were like growing up, like all kinds of these, because our education system it was basically a British education system, right? So whatever the Britishers to wanted Indians to learn, we learn only that. Like the curriculum is like that, is what I'm trying to say. So there's so many things that we don't know about. If you only after watching such videos we kind of understand what exactly is, and how the Greeks look at themselves as like, what do they look at themselves? Because it's right next to the Middle East. What do you expect? You expect Greece not to have any Eastern elements? It's not because it's us who have split this particular taken for some reason, taken this particular region as these imaginary point between the east and the west. And because of that we are expecting it, oh, Greece is west, you know what I mean, like it is actually funny, but it's interesting to learn. I'll leave the link in the description. If you guys have not seen this video, I think you should watch it. All right, I'll see you guys in another video. Bye bye.